Oklahoma is celebrating 7 years of its successful Mozart Festival. Nation's Business Today correspondent Megan Byer reports corporate contributions from companies like Phillips Petroleum and community support can take credit for the successful festival.
You might not immediately associate Oklahoma with Mozart, but the combination is a natural due to this building. It's one of the best concert halls in the country, located in Bartlesville, population 35,000. But since the first OK Mozart Festival here 7 years ago, it's been attracting an international crowd.
100,000 Bartlesville are more than one big city, if the spirit is right. And you have shown it, you have proven it.
And proving it is how they did it. Despite cuts in government spending for the arts, Oklahomans went ahead in making this a world-class music event, and corporate dollars flowed in. If you ask here, it can be done anywhere.
Once they show that they can put something on, the funding will come. You have to prove your track record. You can't just go in and say, give us some money.
200 years ago, at the age of 35, Mozart passed away, leaving a legacy the likes of which he never could have imagined in his own lifetime. To see the people of a modern-day Oklahoma celebrating his works with equestrian events and fireworks may even have been beyond his creative potential.
I think he would say that he loves America and that he would like to be there in person, actually.
The OK Mozart Festival in Bartlesville ends tomorrow. Megan Byer, Nation's Business Today.
New economic signs are pointing up.
We will hear from some top corporate executives on the state of the economy when Nation's Business Today continues on ESPN. Good morning again. I'm Warren Corbett.
And I'm Meryl Comer. This is Nation's Business Today on ESPN.
This morning's top stories. A strong gain in retail sales last month. The Commerce Department says sales increased by 1% over April levels. That is prompting some economists to use the other R word, recovery. White House Chief Economist Michael Boskin says it is quite possible the economy has hit bottom and that a recovery may have already begun. Figures on industrial production and business inventories come out this morning. And car sales picked up by 8.6% in early June, but analysts say fleet sales by General Motors accounted for much of the gain. General Motors car sales surged by nearly 18%, but Ford and Chrysler report sales of their cars continued to slump.
A survey of chief executives heading mid-sized New York firms show they believe a slow recovery is underway, but that it will be hampered by higher federal, state, and local taxes. Nation's Business Today correspondent Jim Nash tells us that other business leaders nationwide are also keeping their recovery expectations down.
Out of 130 Manhattan CEOs of mid-sized firms, 48% say their business has declined in the last year. And more than that, expect higher taxes to tighten the squeeze next year. But the survey of businesses earning less than $250 million by National Westminster Bancorp also shows that 45% of those executives plan to expand operations in the next few years. And most surveyed believe a slow recovery is underway. Our own survey of business leaders across the nation bears out what Manhattan CEOs are saying. The patient is recovering, but slowly.
We're beginning to say maybe we've hit the bottom and maybe we're starting back up.
It's going to be, I think, a long time coming out. It's not going to come out as fast as some people have said, in my opinion.
Western Industrial Contractors President Barbara Grogan is also chairman of the board of the Denver Federal Reserve Bank.
I think for the nation, we're beginning slowly to move in the right direction. I think it's going to be longer in recovery than a lot of people think.
And so from the Big Apple to the Heartland, the beginnings of cautious optimism. Jim Nash, Nation's Business Today.